quick, let me back up a little. Real quick, the jury is still out. As far as I know, I'm not in the courtroom currently, but the jury is still out. The judge gave the jury their directives yesterday. Closing statements was yesterday. Prosecution, defense. Jury is still out as of right now. Right now, everybody's on lunch, so I'm not in any real concern that they're gonna bring back a anything as of right now. So real quick, I want to tell you about what happened today. So, and I have a little bit more insight on this also that I'm going to add to this because I had heard a conversation. I didn't mention it because the people didn't specifically tell me the conversation, so I didn't want it to become a thing. I didn't mention it. But today we're going to mention the thing that I'm about to tell you because apparently Rikers Island didn't want to give, or there was a miscommunication, let's say like that, to be fair. There was a miscommunication between the clothes that the defendant, TAXSTONE, Daryl Campbell, was to wear and come. So Daryl Campbell was supposed to be coming to court today, obviously, as everybody know. But since closing statements was yesterday, there was some kind of miscommunication. So apparently, they was either going to send him to court today in his prison orange jumpsuit or random clothes, even though he has his own clothes for court. There was an issue. They ended up filming him while he was angry and saying that he was not going to court in his jumpsuit, and he also wasn't going to wear other people's clothes. He has his own clothes. They apparently filmed him, and all gaslighting. I just want to say this real quick. You know how they gaslight you. People do something to you where they're treating you unfairly or they're treating you different than they treat everyone else. And then when you get upset over it, since they're treating everybody else a certain way and they're only treating you that way, then they try to say that there's something wrong with you. Gaslighting. You already know how it goes. So basically what happened was this gets into Judge CLOTT's courtroom. Judge CLOTT is not happy about this, and when I say that he's not happy about this, he's not happy with all parties involved. But mainly, as far as I was able to understand it, he's not happy with Rikers Island because they created the problem. So let me just tell you what I wrote down in court real quick. They created the problem. So when I say Judge CLOTT was pissed, I think he was more, TAXSTONE didn't know the situation, so he was probably more a little bit disappointed in him. But it came off to me like he was probably pissed at Rikers because you guys do this for a living. TAXSTONE doesn't do this for a living. Daryl Campbell doesn't do this for a living. He's not the jury was not in there when this happened. Yeah, exactly. Shout out to, hold on. They got some comments real quick. Shout out to Roll Runner. He say salute. We got 62 people in here. Can we hit that like button, please? Send out some notifications. RC says the judge has been careful not to prejudice the jury. He isn't gonna have Tax in there with an orange jumpsuit. He, the way I interpreted what he was saying, I do agree with. He doesn't want TAXSTONE coming to court dressed in an orange jumpsuit. I 100, although we would have matched it. I 100% agree with that sentiment. I don't think Judge CLOTT wants anyone coming to the courtroom. I don't think he wants to prejudice the jury. He's had the whole trial has been ran meticulously. I think the last thing that he would want to do is, for there to be a chink somewhere, especially something that's unnecessary, like not allowing for the defendant to be able to wear the proper attire when it's time for them to come to court. That would just be absolutely bonkers. So no, I 100% agree with that sentiment. So real quick, I'll tell you what I wrote down. This is day 12. For everybody that don't know, this is day 12. So apparently, the judge gets into the court. He says, we're gonna take care of the business. TAXSTONE had refused to leave his cell. So they have a situation that had went down where TAXSTONE refused to leave his cell. He says the corrections didn't want to give him his court clothes. That's specifically what he says. I don't think that's verbatim, but that's the way I interpreted it. TAXSTONE didn't want to leave his cell because corrections didn't want to give him his clothes to court. He wasn't able to take his materials with him in the cell. So basically, for everybody that's not had to go to court, Rikers, and you got to go, you have paperwork, and you want your paperwork to come with you every time you go to court, because there's chance that you're going to get more paperwork. So you have your manila envelope or whatever, however you carry it around, and you whatever papers they give you, whatever you need to read, whatever you get, they give it to you. Keep it in your manila envelope. So apparently, the judge initially thought that might be the reason he wasn't able to bring his paperwork, but it was made clear it wasn't the paperwork specifically. It was that they was trying to get him to come to court, apparently dressed in his his orange jumpsuit or whatever they're wearing in Rikers currently, and he was just 100% against it. I think it's also brown. I think it depends on what building you're in, actually. Just so we can be clear, I think it depends on whatever building you're in. So he wasn't able to take the materials with him. So Esquire made it clear that Rikers was trying to send him to court in his orange jumpsuit. Esquire made it clear. Rikers was trying to send him to court in his orange jumpsuit. CLOTT said they took him to intake and gave him court clothes. Because apparently, if not everybody has family, not everybody has money to like look nice. So they have generic clothes that they have down there for you if that's what you would like. The judge said they took him to the intake, or they was gonna take him to the intake, one of the two, and they was gonna give him court clothes. The problem was materials, and also they didn't want to give him. It was a problem with the food and the suit. Apparently, Esquire said there was a problem with the materials, food and suit. I think they said it wasn't so much the materials, it was more the food, it was more the suit. That's what I think they're saying the initial, the big issue is, apparently. And what they were saying is that the warden fixed it. So apparently the warden was able to get in contact with Esquire, and when the warden got in contact with Esquire, they were able to fix the situation. We got 128 people in here. Can we hit that like button? We're not going to be live for a real long time. So if y'all can help me send out some notifications by hitting that like button early, we'd appreciate it. So apparently Esquire said that there was materials, that it wasn't just the materials, it was just, pardon me, it wasn't materials, it was just food and the suit. Apparently Esquire got in contact with the warden then fixed the situation. They was able to alleviate the issue. The judge goes on to say, Judge CLOTT, he goes on to say he doesn't need to see the video. So whatever video Rikers took, because they thought it was going to condemn TAXSTONE. Like I said before, people like doing weirdo shit to you, and then when you respond in a way, like however, in frustration, anger, or however you respond, they like to then pretend like they didn't do nothing. They like to throw rocks and hide their hands, basically. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Hold on, let me fix this. You know exactly what I'm talking about. They like to throw rocks and hide their hands. So always be careful of those people. I promise you. Those people are the people that's messing up most of the things in the world. The people that throw rocks and hide their hands. I promise you. The people that there's no real issue, but they create an issue, and then because of the way you respond, they then try to say that there's something wrong with you because of the way you responded. Like, what the fuck, man? Not everybody is cool with disrespect. You feel me? Not everybody is cool with disrespect. So in any regard, the judge said that he does not need to see the video. He did not need to see the video. He said, I don't need to see it. As soon as he said that, I was like, I love this guy. I always love when people don't allow the gaslighters to get a leg up. Because like I said before, all Satan wants you to do is fight. You understand? That's all Satan is trying to get you to do. Satan is just trying to get you to fight. Satan don't care who win and lose. Satan only cares that there's a fight going on. Get it? That's gaslighters. Gaslighters don't care what happened. They just want you to respond back to their gaslighting. You understand? Now, I want to say something real quick before I finish reading this. So, I had heard that this is not the first time that he's had an issue like this, just so we can be clear. There was another issue where they weren't allowing, I think, I'm not 100% sure on this, don't take my word for this, I could be wrong, but I believe there was also an issue where Rikers wasn't allowing, or somebody that involved with them wasn't allowing for TAXSTONE to get new clothes. Like they was trying to give TAXSTONE new clothes so he could look, presentable in court, and they wasn't allowing for TAXSTONE to get the clothes. So that's just dirty pool right there. Like what the hell, fam? This guy's fighting for his life in court. And this is, you already know I'm not biased at all in this situation. I believe that fairness needs to go all the way around. And you trying to tell me that this man is fighting for his life in court and y'all playing with his clothes? Y'all trying to make him come to court and look like not the way, not as presentable as he would like to look? That's bananas. In any regard. No, that's 100% not fair. In any regard, the judge says, Judge CLOTT says, that he didn't want to wear the orange jumpsuit. No, and he was asking questions, like actively, like, so they was trying to get you to come in with the orange jumpsuit? Like, what the hell, fam? I promise you, if he would have said, what the hell, fam, when he was asking them about that shit, it would have fit right in. I promise you. If while he was asking them about this bullshit, like, what the hell, fam? He was not happy about this. He wasn't like spitting mad, but he was not happy about this. This was not something that Judge CLOTT was happy about. This guy's fighting for his life, yo. Then he got enough stuff to worry about, and you trying to prevent him from being able to come to court looking presentable? Like, what's going on over here, Rikers? In any regard, this happened at Rikers. This did not happen at the courthouse. This happened at Rikers, just so we can be clear. Rikers did this. In any regard, he said he was happy that it worked out. Like he said, luckily they were able to eat. They were able to reach Esquire, and since they was able to reach Esquire, everything got, because your lawyer's gonna get shit fixed. Your lawyer's just gonna get shit fixed. A good lawyer is just gonna get shit fixed. In any regard, he said he was happy that it worked out. He does not need to see the video, but he did want to remind TAXSTONE of this. Listen and pay attention. You see, if TAXSTONE don't come to court, that looks bad on TAXSTONE, even though it was Rikers is the ones that did the BS. Even though Rikers did the BS. Even though Rikers is in the wrong. Let's be clear on this. As far as I could ascertain, he was saying Rikers was in the wrong. Copy? As far as I could ascertain. As far as my understanding of what was going on in the courtroom, he was 100% saying that Rikers was in the wrong. I just want to be clear on this. He did give them a way out by saying they probably thought that there was no court today, that the trial was over or something like that. Like how, fam? In any regard, he did. In any regard, he did. This is on court record, by the way. This is in the court record. This is recorded. If it's not on the court record, I don't take it down and I don't tell y'all about it. When Judge CLOTT says off the record, it's off the record for me also, just so y'all can be clear. I don't report anything that's off the record in any regard. He did say, Judge CLOTT did say, and this is what I find real important that I want to tell you about this if you ever get in trouble. If you don't come to court, court still goes on. Like they don't end court because you don't make it into the courtroom. Now, if you have to come to court and the jury is there, Judge CLOTT said, it looks kind of bad that you're not present in court while they're holding court for you. That makes you look, the jury don't know what's going on. That might, in their eyes, make you look like you're guilty. Just so we can be clear. Um, he goes on to say, even if corrections tried to bring him to court without the proper clothes, you have to come to court. So even if corrections is doing weirdo stuff, you still have to come to court. You have to. So while he said, the way I accepted it, Rikers was on some, what's the hell's going on with those guys? He also stressed TAXSTONE. He also stressed, okay, I repeat it, hold on, that TAXSTONE, you have to come to court. It's of the utmost importance that you make it to court, because you have to be there at court. You have to. He said you got to come to the court and you got to tell him, because if you tell him, then he's gonna make sure shit like that don't happen no more. Right now, I'm assuming, now that he knows about it, Judge CLOTT is on it. I'm assuming he on it. And this is not something that TAXSTONE is gonna have to worry about again. In any regard, he says that you, as a prisoner of the state, have no right to refuse court if corrections is making a mistake. Once again, he said that one of the reasons why this cop could have happened is because somebody could have believed that they had no court today because the trial was over. So that's probably why they weren't prepared. That's probably why they weren't prepared and they weren't ready to bring him to court. Which I don't understand, but in any regard, that's what he said. He did say that corrections was wrong. I want to be clear on this. Judge CLOTT was very sympathetic to TAXSTONE's plight. He said that they made a mistake, but you cannot refuse to come to court, even if it's a good reason. Because if you refuse to come to court for whatever the reason is, you are then in the wrong. So this is for anybody else that might have a situation where y'all might get and they trying to, run the old end around doing you and screw you over. You have to come to court. You don't have a choice. You have to come to court. Also, they said refusing to come to court prevents him from being present in court, and you cannot refuse coming to court unless you have a medical reason. That's the only reason why, if they have court for you that day, that you could refuse coming to court. It has to be a medical reason. So shout out to Judge CLOTT. Like, he was definitely holding it down, but at the end of the day, we also got to understand that when the devil is working, obviously I'm not talking about Judge CLOTT, I'm talking about Rikers. Judge CLOTT is gonna marvel. Yeah, if you have a religious reason also, just so we can be clear, if you have a, you could rewind it, question everything. We only been here 18 minutes. You could rewind it. We only been in here 18 minutes. We got 200 people in the room. Could y'all hit that like button, send out some notifications? If we get to 75 likes, I repeat myself. We get to 75 likes, I repeat it over. They tried to send him to court in freaking oranges, homie. They tried to send him to court in his jail, in his damn jail outfit. That's bananas. Like, come on, fam. What up, Finley? Like, on some real shit, that's bananas. You're trying to send him to court in his jail outfit. That's bananas. And this is Rikers, by the way. This was not the courts here. This was Rikers, just so we can be clear. My Twitter is at the Spawn Splitter. It's long thing. Why, you wanna send me something on Twitter? DASPINESPLITTA. I have no idea if it was by accident or on purpose. Judge CLOTT gave a reason why that could have accidentally happened, and it will go, no, A, split up, A. Judge CLOTT gave a reasonable reason why a mistake could have been made. That's all I'm gonna say. But to have him come to get it right every single day, except for after they already decide that they calling me the YouTube dude, nah. See my I mean, it is what it is. Let's go. But Judge CLOTT gave a reasonable explanation how a mistake could have been made. I want to be, yes, like that. Judge CLOTT gave a reasonable, okay. Judge CLOTT gave a reasonable explanation on how a mistake could have been made. And at the end of the day, we do know that people make mistakes. Let's see if this happens again. But they did have an issue where he wasn't allowed to get like a white shirt one day or some shit like that. And pretty much, just so we can be clear, his family keeps him coming to court. You know, he's looking appropriate. He's coming to court. He's looking good coming to court. So his family is making sure that they keep him with some nice clothes, and he also isn't looking like he's wearing the same exact like shit every single day. So you know, if I was him, I'd feel away also. Like who wouldn't? Like if any of us that's ever had to go to court for anything, you know it's important to go in court and look halfway decent. You know it's important to go to court and look like, you know, you should be free. For any other way, better way to say it. You go to court, you want to look like you should be free. They calling me the YouTube dude on Twitter. I'm good with that. I don't care. Let's go. Let's go. Put my Twitter up in there though. I gotta start posting more to Twitter though. I need to find myself a girlfriend so I can get some help on this side. Yeah, that's me right here. Put that up everywhere so everybody can follow me. And I'll start posting. Start tagging me in the stuff too. Make sure you start mentioning me in the stuff and tagging me in the stuff. I'll pull up. I'll pull up. It's a long story, man. It's a long story. It's sponsored. It's a long story. We at 71. We at the 71. It's a long story, homie. That's my gaming name on Instagram, on PlayStation, by the way. The Spawn Split. Oh, appreciate you. Nah, I'm actually rocking these today. I'm gonna take my shoes off so you can see. I'm actually rocking my burnt orange corduroys today. Also, let's go. I'm rocking my burnt orange corduroys today, and I'm rocking these. So I'm rocking today. And I don't wear these sneakers outside. I just walk around in the crib with these shits. I don't wear these outside. I'm wearing them outside today. All right, so I'm gonna go over this again. We got 76 likes in here. We got 232 people. Hit that like button so we can send out some notifications. Let me see what time it is. Hit that like button so we can send out some more notifications, y'all. All right, so I'm gonna repeat it over again. So basically, we show up to court. This is all on the record. I want to be clear about this. This is all on the record. I generally only tell y'all stuff that's on the record. If something is off the record, I don't even take notations of it because I don't want to accidentally say it. If it's off the record, I only report to y'all what's on the record. I know other journalists take notations of things that's off the record also, but generally speaking, I don't. Generally speaking, I don't. And yes, my dude, I'm fresh every day. Like, what? That's not me trying to, I'm not, believe me, y'all already know I'm not one of those people that's full of myself. But I told you I was gonna wear this outfit sometime this week. In any regard. What up, POV? What up, POV? So basically, Rikers tried to send TAXSTONE. Rikers tried to send TAXSTONE to court today in his prison orange Rikers uniform, outfit, whatever you want to call it. It was either that or take random clothes and wear that. And you know, if he would have had random clothes, they would have looked all crazy because they not his size. You know what I'm saying? He would have came to court looking like bananas. Like, come on, fam. You already know. You know how people was looking back in the days when all your clothes was hand-me-downs? He would have been coming to court. I had a lot of hand-me-down clothes also. I'm just so we can be clear. He would have been coming to court looking bananas. He would have been coming to court looking bananas. We got 263 people in here, man. Hit that like button. Yeah, so like I said before, Judge CLOTT said that there is also a reasonable explanation, and that could just have simply have been the reasonable explanation, so we could be clear, could just simply have just been that they thought that he was going to, his trial was over, like, or something along those lines. But so the department or the people who get his clothes together to come to court, I believe that they weren't prepared or whatever the case might be. So, you know, all of this shit is compartmentalized. You got the people that pick you up from your cell, then you got the people that drive you on the bus, and in between there, I'm assuming at some point, there's the people that get your clothes together. So the people that were supposed to, I guess, bring him his clothes for him to change inside of his cell, they didn't do that. So there was an issue right there. So they had to call the warden. The warden got all of that hammered out. He called Esquire. Esquire got everything hammered out. Also, but Esquire said that the problem was not just because the judge didn't know if they didn't let him bring his materials or whatever. See, this is why I don't believe Rikers, just so we can be clear. This is why I think the judge was just, you know, doing judge shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, we're not gonna make this more than it has to be. The problem, God dang it, we're not gonna make this more than it has to be. The problem's fixed, right? So I think that that's the type of energy that the judge was actually on. We're not gonna make this more than it has to be. The problem is fixed. But the reason why I don't believe Rikers, just so we can be clear, is because the judge believed that it has something to do with him not being able to bring his materials with him. That wasn't the issue. You feel me? That wasn't the issue at all. You understand? So since that wasn't the issue, that's why I think that Rikers was lying, and I think that somebody was just trying to do some weirdo shit, because that wasn't even the issue. The issue was the clothing. That was the issue. That was the problem. But I think Judge CLOTT was just trying to be, because, you know, when you a judge, you gotta, you can't, you know, just us as human beings, we have to start looking at things as learning experiences. You understand what I'm saying? A teaching experience, a learning experience. That's how we got to start looking at things. So when things is going bad and when things is going the way that you don't want them to go, we have to try harder to try to learn a lesson from that moment. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we have to try harder when things are going bad to learn the lesson that that bad thing is trying to teach us. So being a judge and being as smart as a judge is, I'm going to assume that that was the position that Judge CLOTT was taking, that this was, we're going to treat this like a learning experience. All right, I'm not going to lie. Okay, you skating the line, road runner. You skating the line. Come on, we're not doing that. If I understand your position that you want to take, but could you just tone it down a little for me? Just tone it down a little. Just a little. A little. All right, just tone it down a little. I'm not trying to silence you. Just want you to tone it down a little. At least be a little bit more creative and less offensive. If we do that, teachable moment. We got people saying free tax. I get it. You get to condemn him and say whatever you want also. But remember, a lot of what y'all do in the comment section is a reflection of me. And I'm just asking for you to be, you know, at least be a little bit more humorous. I am not choosing sides, obviously. Everybody drop some frost in the chat, man. Let's get our chat rate up. So that's what happened in court so far today. Both sides have already rested. That's what happened so far today. Court is going to be back. Generally speaking, we come back from lunch about 2:15, 2:30, generally speaking. So that's about to be a thing. Let's drop some fruits for me, man. Get some fruits in the comment section. Every time somebody say something negative about TAXSTONE, y'all call him Troy Ave. Y'all was calling that other dude Troy Ave last night. The jury is currently deliberating as far as I can tell, yes. Shout out to Team Moto. He says, Frost in his happy space. Good to see you back giving a scene. Look, the first thing I'm going to do is all praise to the Most High. All right? That's first and foremost. All praise to the Most High. All respect due, all praise. Anything that is happening for me good in my life, that's ever happened for me good in my life, and the things that's gonna happen for me good in my life, is all thanks to God, period. All praise due to the Most High. He puts you in the places you need to be, around the people that you need to be around, doing the things that you need to be doing. All you got to do is search out your purpose. So all praise to the Most High, period. And I appreciate you for being here. I don't know if it's looking good or bad. It's looking. How about that? Somebody says, is it looking bad for tax? It's looking. It's looking. All right? It's looking. No, nobody's really in the courtroom. I saw both families are here, obviously. But other than that, nobody's sitting in the courtroom. They're outside. They'll come outside and let people know when the verdict is in or whatever the case might be. I also agree that a person lost their life over in an unnecessary situation. That's why we have to stop with the random hate of each other. We have to stop with the. We have to figure out a way. Yes, we are going live later tonight. We have to figure out a way to stop hating each other. Like, people just look for any old reason to hate people. Like, they just hate you for nothing. You understand? Shout out to the Star Report. Salute. We got Star up in the house. The homie. Yo, Star, what up? I want to pull up on your show. Is that cool? Shout out to Star. I want to pull up to your show, homie. Just so you know I haven't contacted you. I'm a dick sometime. But I want to pull up to your show, homie. Give me a day so I can get all of my notes together and I can just do everything the way we need to do it. Shout out to the Star Report with the $50 drop. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out to Star Report with the $50 drop. Definitely appreciate it. This is hard work doing this, man. Most people don't think I have an actual job, man. Most people be like, yo, this guy, he's just crazy over there. I'm doing my job, you rap bad. Because you don't understand what my job is, that don't mean nothing. Yeah, I would definitely want to pull up on the show again. You know, I appreciate coming on your show, my dude. Esquire got a podcast also? Well, I don't really want to talk to I don't really want to talk to Esquire too much until after the case is over. After the case is over, then I'll go and chop it up with Esquire. But I don't really I need to stay as impartial as possible and as unbiased as possible. I know I need to ask the lawyers more questions. Don't get this confused. I get it. But I want to stay as impartial and unbiased as possible. So I'm gonna holler at Esquire. That's a fact. But I'm gonna wait for the case to be over and then I'll holler at him. Shout out to Star. He said, anytime, great work. Star that dude. It feels good when the people that know that that you look at and know that they got great results because they know what they're doing, appreciate the work that you do. It feels good. The Brooklyn Combine, okay. I don't know when or how the transcripts is gonna be released, but they had those transcripts that was a damn near $1,000 for just Troy Ave the day Troy Ave was on. So that wasn't gonna work for me. I don't know what to tell you. And I'm not mad at that either because it was $3.50 a page. So that's reasonable, $3.50 a page. I guess that's reasonable. It's just that they was also 286 pages if I remember correctly. I mean, pardon me, 246 pages if I remember correctly. So, sheesh. No, per page, 350 a page. But remember, Esquire and Troy Ave was going at it, so I'm pretty sure they had the most pages. And I'm telling you right now, I'm sorry, R.I.P. Banger, but it was entertaining. Y'all know I love court personally. That's why I'm good at this job. I love court. Like, I'm sitting in the courtroom now. I'm fine sitting in the courtroom waiting. I love court. I love the way that shit works. I love court television shows. I love reading books about court. My favorite author is John Grisham. Like, that's almost all he writes about. And I don't look the part. Appreciate you, No Limit. He said nobody covers the courts like me. Appreciate you, No Limit. I'm out here just trying to do the best job that I can do. That's it. That's it. That's all. I'm trying to do the best job that I can do. No, I'm not asking Esquire about his suit because I already know what it was. Funny thing is this, I forgot to tell y'all this. So the very next day, we got 290 people in here. Could y'all hit that like button, please? Why I never became a paralegal? No reason. Rainmaker, the book is way better than the movie. The book is way better than the movie. The book is exponentially better than the movie. The Rainmaker book is the movie is trash. That's how I'm gonna put it. If you saw the Rainmaker movie, the movie is trash. The book is tight. We covered the Tekashi trial, but I practiced on a lot of trials before we did the Tekashi trial. You think I just went into the court and just started doing shit? You don't think I practiced first? I practiced. This thing that y'all see me doing is years and years of me practicing to become good at what I'm doing. I didn't just roll out of bed one day and decide to do it like people might try to convince you of. In any regard, you got any questions? In any regard, do you got any questions about the case specifically? We're about to get up out of here. I need to get back to the courtroom. But do y'all want to ask me any questions before we get up out of here? And we got 279 people, 280 people in here right now. Hit that like button. Let's see if we can get up to 150 likes, man. We close. Tax came to court today. They gave him his clothes. If you mean, did Tax look presentable? Tax looked presentable. I have no opinion at all on if he's gonna be found not guilty or guilty. I have no opinion at all on that. I'm only in court to collect the facts and then distribute them to you. That's the only reason why I'm there. I'm not there to try to ascertain guilt or innocence. Dice, who's Dice? Shout out to Dice. Dice says, I'm famous. What up, gangster? What up, Big Dice Chronicles? How you doing, my brother? The jury's in the jury room. Like, where do you think they're gonna? Where do you think the jury's at? Hanging out on the swings? You think the jury's at McDonald's? The jury's. I'm just making jokes, but nah, the jury's in the jury room. No Limit said, "Why y'all keep asking him if it look bad? He's not talking." Every day I gotta say that so many times. I gotta say that to people to their face too. What up, L Boogie? I gotta say that to people's face too. Yeah, where you think the jury's at? Come on, man. I gotta tell jokes sometimes too. Don't get too angry at me. We got 303 people in here, man. Hit that like button. We could get up to 160 likes. We got 303 people in here, man. Let's go. Yes, the jury is currently deliberating. I don't know what they are. Well, I try to handle it as nicely as possible, but me being nice sometimes is me saying smart ass comments because I also like to be sarcastic. So yes, not only am I supposed to be here to give you information, I'm also supposed to entertain you, right? Okay, so this is what happened at Rikers. They tried to make. I'm gonna go over this one more time before we get out of here. They tried to. The people at Rikers. This is not the individuals here at the courts. I want to be clear on this. This is not the people at the courts. At Rikers, the people. Okay, the people at Rikers, not the courts. They came to his cell to bring him to court. They didn't bring him his clothes for him to change into. They tried to either make him come in his prison orange jumpsuit, or he had to just take random clothes from, whatever they have thrown around that don't fit him 9 times out of 10. He would have came to court with a super tight shirt with really baggy pants. That wasn't gonna work. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to make jokes of this stupid shit. But apparently, hey, he looks like Stan Lee. Looks like the cross between Stan Lee and that guy that talks about diabetes. So just so we can be clear, TAXSTONE, they came to go pick him up because he had to come into the court. When they went to go get him out of the cell, they did not bring the clothes he was supposed to switch into. TAXSTONE then did not want to come. He said, yo, I'm not going unless you give me my clothes. Come on, you already know how it go. He made a big fuss about it. They videotaped it. So then they sent that they tried to send that to the DA or to the judge or some shit. The judge said he don't even want to see it. Judge CLOTT was like, I don't even want to see that mess. Get out of here. Y'all was supposed to have his clothes. How y'all gonna not have his clothes? He didn't say this, but this is me saying this. How y'all not gonna have his clothes, and then how you gonna be angry at the way that he responded to your disrespect? People be doing that, okay? People be doing that. People do something. We got 316 people in here, man. Hit that like button so we can send out some more notifications. People be doing that. People will do some weirdo stuff to you and then try to make it seem like you're doing something wrong because she had a nice ass, I'm sorry. And then try to make it seem like you're doing something wrong because you get upset. You understand? That's gaslighting. They do something to you and then they try to tell people you crazy because of your response. You're wrong because of your response. They throw rocks and then they hide their damn hands. That's what people do. So apparently, they was trying to make him come to court, and just so we could be clear, Judge CLOTT was not happy about that. He was not happy. This is not something that he was on the side of. Okay? This is not something that he was on the side of. This is not something that he was cool with. He was against this. Just so we could be clear, here the cops go. They might have called the cops on me. Listen. They're gonna be like, what are you doing here, sir? I'm gonna be like, I'm doing my show. I'm gonna be like, I'm doing my show. The cops is here. Let's see if they call the cops on me. Nah, with some white girl. She was skinny, but she looks like she go to the gym and take care of herself. I don't know what to tell you. I think they called. Oh no, the other guy went back outside. They didn't call the cops. I thought they might have called the cops. I'm sitting in this damn Starbucks. The guys that be turning the Wi-Fi on so I can't use it. So just so we could be clear. So yeah, Judge CLOTT, there's been no mistakes during this trial. The prosecution has been doing their job appropriately. The defense team has been doing their job appropriately. The judge has been doing his job appropriately. The freaking court officers, as far as I can tell, these guys is above board. Why in the hell would Rikers try to throw a monkey wrench and create a problem? Why would they do that? Like, why would Rikers try to throw a monkey wrench and create a problem? So Rikers didn't want to let him wear his clothes, apparently, or something like that. And so there was an issue. But now the judge knows about it. So 9 times out of 10, he gonna say something. So this is not gonna be another problem. This problem is gonna go the way of the dinosaur. Fucking Rikers, man. Nah, I'm not doing nothing wrong. Actually, Starbucks says that they don't mind people live streaming in here. Starbucks don't mind you using their facilities or their nothing. Remember that situation that happened in Philly? So this is like a worldwide type thing, like a whole America thing. Starbucks don't have an issue with any of this. Well, 6 or 7, count 6 and 7 has to deal with the weapon. Just so we can be clear. Count 6 and 7 has to deal with the weapon. Has to deal with the gun. That's what count 6 and 7 has to deal with. Count 6 and 7 has to deal with the gun. I said check the Cash App, copy. Count 6 and 7 has to deal with the gun. Shout out to Big Elvis, the Chief Rosenberg, with the $5 drop. He says, good commentary. Definitely appreciate you. Oh shit, that was an accident. I didn't mean to show you the whole thing. Definitely appreciate you, Mr. Chief Rosenberg. Look, y'all know I would love to stay in here. We got 343 people in here right now with 161 likes. But I got to get back to the courthouse ASAP. I want to make sure I don't miss nothing, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're sending notes because they want evidence or whatever the case might be or something. So I got to get back to the courthouse. I love doing this for you guys, just so we can be clear. I can't wait for our next case that we're going to cover. We're going to find something to do between our next big case. Maybe we cover a couple of small cases. But I love doing this. I love the courts. And there is nobody else that does this. I am literally the only content creator that does this. No one else does this. It's just me. No one else in no city. No one else in nowhere. There is no one else on YouTube that does this. Shout out to Beatz. Salute. I appreciate y'all for coming here. I appreciate your support. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the views. I appreciate everybody. There's no one else that does this. There's people that try. I just gave you my Twitter. Put it in the chat for me. There's people that try. Don't get it confused. But there's no one else that does this. And I enjoy being the first. And there's probably going to be many after me. There's going to be other people that's going to figure out how to do this. I'm pretty sure of it. I enjoy being the first. And right now, I enjoy being really the only. But there's going to be other people that's going to figure out how to do this. I'm not the smartest man on the planet. And I'm far from it. I love you guys. Remember though, positive thoughts, positive vibes. Let's try to pay it forward today. Do something nice for somebody before somebody do something nice for you. Like, comment, subscribe. Oh, I don't know when court's gonna end today. Usually, generally speaking, they're gonna end about 5. So we should be about 7 o'clock tonight. We're gonna be going live about 7 o'clock tonight. I'm not sure what we're gonna be breaking down specifically, but we'll find something to break down about 7 o'clock tonight. If nothing new happens today, we'll find something to break down. Okay. We'll find something to break down if nothing new happens today. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification game. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this. I'm out.